Hey, strong. I ride away. Call myself aboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go low till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. I ride away. Call myself aboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go low till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. Strong with pocket full on repeat. Gotta count up and I've been down. Picture going about 100 miles. That we can't miss now. Standing tall, ready, always on go. Taking me to pin pal. PO said slow down, so I come away and I skip town. 16 was on from the age that's 12 jurors in a mistrial. They seen I was underpaid, said you wide no 10 times. I need like a man, even if your eyes don't dare to me. Touchdown like I had a 6 with a shimmy, nigga, that's a pump for you. Don't be worried about what's strong, dude. Do you and I'ma do I. So the boy got a pink job with a good coat and some fall guy. The girlfriend even took a beat. I was fresh meat, no big fire. Get me wet and Beyonce, put a ring on it in the lunch line. Head coach and I'm on the court. Referee, but I'm shooting three. Put sweat in it 2 degrees. So my water, I can barely breathe. Kelly Slater with the board flip. Push it up when the chords hit. Violins in a bell tee. Open up, let me splash it. Call the federal board emergency. I ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go long till I'm 6 feet. Put pocket full on repeat. All right, call the federal board emergency. I ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go long till I'm 6 feet. Put pocket full on repeat. Second round of the fight, something ain't right. I gotta do my work. Through walking through the air, no night flight. There was some people. Got one life to live, and I put 15 on all the hit the ground. Walk that rabbit, that's the Usain Bolt. Don't like 2 finger signs so far, I can't be taught. 19 is crunch time, and I send it home like a walk-off. AMG on steroid, that's a flex muscle with a nightmare. Coming full force, no one, just no, I don't fight fair. Good flight, no flight fair. Hot rounds out of hot barrel. Put the mic in the head, lock into the tap, tap, tap. Tap there, short ass CPR. What the hell are he weak for? To go to the water, let him up. Time for you a lifeguard. I'm a whole damn lifeguard. Then dance with Wishaw. Might show me once hard. Get skatebooks and I count hard. Play my hand for the W. Time to talk about who is who. They be on that who is who. I'm on the surfboard. I'm coming through. Stroud.
Check 1, check 2. This is your boy, Mr. Know-It-All, and I'm here with the lovely Miss Bella, ready to get this show started. Let them know what the topic is so we can get it going and all that good stuff.
Well, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to Marcus Honeysucker on YouTube, Mr. Know-It-All on Facebook. If you want to send him some love, the information is scrolling now at the bottom of the screen. Another thing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. Talking on this here subject tonight.
And don't forget to vote.
Too late. It's over with.
It's over.
The question is, men are not in the house because knowing men are needed in households, what are we doing about it? Can ladies admit they need men? So men are not in the household because they didn't develop the household for them to live in, maybe? They tried to move in on the house that was provided to the woman they met?
Yeah, I got to get ready for this one.
They choose not to stay with the person and marry or stay with them and make a household? So let's talk about it.
What up, Dwayne? Up in his house?
Wayne said they admit they need your check.
Yeah, that that's really when it boiled down to it. Men feel these days that they getting suckered. Um, because I don't even think women don't even play with it, don't even joke about it no more. They just tell them from the door, you know, I need this from you. If you ain't got this, you can kick rocks. And they let it know it's like it's really a pay for play um, you know, type situation a lot of times men is blatantly just put in men's face that you getting played. You getting played and it ain't no joking about it. There ain't no you might be getting played or anything like that. It just men just lately just know, women just straight up tell you, hey, you either gonna do this or you know, I got I got 3, 4 kids to feed, and I put it this way: I don't think a lot of men was set up to handle the stepdaddy world, and I think most men came in this world like, oh yeah, we'll make some babies, get married and stay with the woman, and have a couple kids and all that. And that ain't women dreams no more. Women dreams ain't dreams of being a mama and all that. You know, they just they have dreams of they already, had their kids, did their thing, young and dumb, picked the wrong person, and now they just want somebody to travel with. They want a pet, they want a dog, they want somebody to just come on rhythm. Oh, we going over here. Okay, here I come, baby. It just it comes off like this sometimes. So I think a lot of men don't feel like their needs are really even met or even considered in a lot of relationships now.
Hmm. You think their feelings aren't considered,
Needs,
or their needs aren't considered?
right?
So you feel like the children come first, all of that.
Everything. I think men know now that they like fourth, fifth on the list. And then when you come to a woman and you talk to a woman and she say, oh, you either gonna put me first or they be trying to challenge between you and your mama, you and your child and everything else. But then they put you 3, 4, 5 ticks down the way and then they act surprised if you put them second.
Well, that's the thing about it. A lot of times people are first met, or when they meet people, they meet them on what they see. And if it's a desire, lustful desire of yours, you'll seek it, whatever it may be. But a lot of people don't meet people and choose priority or personal growth,
Mhm.
in it. You're trying to see what can be done in this situation to help me. Will this person be a helpmate to me? Can they help me do this or that? Either way, whether the woman want you to be one to help her pay her bills, or where you maybe you want her to be eye candy, or someone to just come and clean your house or rub your back, or whatever you want from the person. People don't have conversations about their expectations of relationships, so everybody go into these relationships with unexpected, unrealistic expectations. So your expectations go into how you feel or what's going to be okay for me, when you're not realizing if I get with this person, I'm going to have to be able to accommodate them in this way, in their do's and don'ts and what they like. as well as men and women both. But people don't take things like that into consideration. You just start moving how you see fit to be a great accommodation to what you want at the time.
I
Because
agree.
a lot of people get in these relationships and they don't want a relationship. They just in this stuff just to say they have one, or to say they've been together this long, or I have a man. And, your man's not doing nothing. What is he doing to grow? What are y'all doing to grow together? What is it that you're building? What personal growth that you decide to work on with this person? What priorities come first? You don't have this discussion, so you just assume that the person needs to know how to treat you, or the person needs to know how you feel if you don't even communicate about it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna go on that one in a second. Uh, really say every woman don't need your
You all's
y'all
checks.
chicks. I agree with that. Dwayne said when they admit it's play for pay, why get
It's
mad
pay for play.
when you're treated like a prostitute? I mean, and yeah, and I don't think women get mad when they're treated like a prostitute. I think they get mad when they're not treated like a high paid prostitute. And the reason I say that is because um a lot of people don't realize, like, I done heard prostitutes talk, and I done heard women with not the near about enough experience as the prostitute triple and quadruple their worth over the prostitute, what the prostitute charging. That's a professional. A prostitute, maybe a professional that can shit suck two dicks at a time, and she getting paid this amount, and you'll get some woman that don't even want to touch your dick hardly, and she thinks she get 1,000 to suck on your dick or something. I mean, you'll listen to a woman just say what she charging for her coochie, like a man have ever paid this, and it just women live in this delusional state, like it's some magical man that's paying all the bills, and they doing whatever they say. What's not, then you realize, you like, well, why you ain't with that person? Why you didn't stay with that person? Why would this person wasn't enough for you if they was everything you needed? If they was giving you all this, oh, I was this at the time. Now, no. Um, Sometimes people don't realize what they got. Sometimes they have a good man that's paying some good bills and all that, and they don't even realize how good they got it until it's gone. And then once it's gone, and she realized she had a real live trick that was giving her damn near his whole paycheck. And once that other woman catch him and she started getting his whole paycheck, she ain't gonna give him back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
But that's the thing, I would say is the quality. The quality of anything. If you go in a store and you go and purchase something, you look for what you desire. If you desire to purchase this off-brand cheese that doesn't melt, then that's what you get. But if you go and you get the real McCoy because that's what you want or desire, go after those things. When you're saying women that's offering themselves sexually for money, you got to think about the quality that you're getting. If somebody would even put a cost on something of that should be so special and intimate, I don't think a cost will come for coochie. So if you come and somebody's selling you coochie, then hey, I don't think that that's what you want unless you want to buy you some coochie.
okay, and My pushback is when you said quality. I know a lot of black people, people in general, that go to the store and they can look at two knives and the dollar knife and the knife that costs $20. They can see the knife that costs $20 is heavier, is more sturdy. It look like it can cut through a brick. All this good stuff about it is not made out of bullshit material, all this kind of stuff. And they can look at both knives and they will sit up there and say, I can't afford this knife. Even though I got enough money to get this knife, I'm gonna get this knife because it'll do for now. And that's what women have been doing. They have been getting by with getting what will do for now, and then later on they want the good knife. And it don't work like that. Once you've been fucking with this regular knife all this time, you know what I'm saying? You done got used to cutting this regular knife. You know how to cut it and everything. And once you go and try to purchase that new knife, you still ain't gonna never want that new knife because that you gonna say, too much hassle, too much money, too many things that I had to do to get this new knife when I can just deal with the same knife I've been dealing with all this time. And that's what they go back to. Women will say they want this, but they're gonna go back to that because this is what they used to. It's like
That's,
any
that's what they used to. Mr. Wrong. And you feel like you play with Mr. Wrong all this time. You can go and pick up Mr. Right or be available for him. You wore out. Your mindset has changed. You've been wrongfully done, so now you thinking everybody gonna treat you like Mr. Wrong. Mr. Right could be right there, and
yeah.
you were passing by because Mr. Wrong has taunted you. You're taunted.
And and I think another thing with that is sometimes we don't realize how we treat certain people because like I remember just talking to ladies now and just listening to them talk and to listen to a woman say what she want and just to hear her speak for 5 minutes, you'd be like, you can't be serious. It's just like a person going out trying to challenge in a spelling bee and walking up to the stage talking about, what's up, bro? Go on, give me the question. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody looking around like, is this serious? Is you serious? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's how it comes off, when you sitting up here demanding this very high standard and you don't even realize how lower you done lowered your standards. See, women don't realize, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt because we got to hear it though. Women don't realize when a man sit there, say a good man, see a regular old man, a street dude, some dudes like me that been around the block and done seen everything, this and that. He can see some stuff and look over. But if you catch a good man, a lawyer, a doctor, or somebody who don't drink, don't smoke, this and that, and as soon as he comes around you, he hear you cussing like a sailor, he see you smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, or whatever your bad habits are, it's gonna disqualify you from him. He ain't gonna say you disqualified, but he has disqualified you. And you sitting up here thinking that I deserve this good man, but you don't have these good qualities that you think you have. A lot of women ain't cleanly like they used to be. They ain't active. They sit around. They don't do a lot of stuff. And you know, people look like sometimes people look like eating is a job. You know what I'm saying? Like women be like, oh, you know what we're gonna do today? Oh, we're gonna go out to eat. That is nothing special. That's just fuel for your body to make it through the day. That's all that is. And we have got so low a standard that we take it eating as it's all and this all, and I need 4, 5 meals a day and all this stuff. And then the average person shouldn't eat but maybe once or twice a day. But we are overloading ourselves with food. We are overloading ourselves with a lot of things. And we putting all this stuff in here and we putting ourselves out here like we are diamonds in the rough. And we don't realize that we're not. You know what I'm saying? And we and the reason we are attracting what we are attracting because we have lowered our standards so much that this is what we get.
Right.
And this is sometimes hard to realize, but all you gotta do is look around. All you gotta do is look and I was just looking at the lady, the Crockett lady, the Congress lady the other day. And I was looking back at, you know, when they were showing how sweet she used to be when she first got in office and how she was talking and how she talking that, you the motherfucker didn't it? And she done turned so ghetto fat and she wonder why she ain't got no man, no husband, or this man. Can't no man deal with that. You know what I'm saying? She just about making rap videos, TikTok videos. You're a congressman and you making little rap videos. I mean, we have got so immature that it's pitiful. And we want grown people to take us serious with 8 different colors in our head. Then we got our children with different colors in our head. And we're not taking ourselves serious. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got to get back to taking ourselves serious, going to a funeral or a church and actually trying to put on some clothes to go there, not just putting on some shit you'll wear to the park to shoot basketball in. You know what I'm saying? Like we are not trying to be taken serious. We are not letting our kids being taken serious. We are not letting life take us serious. When you walk around in life and all you care about is maybe a beer and a blunt, you are not taking life serious. You really care. And we wonder why our folks and all of us dying young, dying in 30s and 40s, and this and that, because we're not taking life serious. We don't take life serious till we get on a deathbed or somebody tells us so we got, a month, 2 months to live, and then I had so much I wanted to do, and now you ain't been doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
we got to get ourselves together. We got to we got to stop looking at just making money, but trying to keep ourselves alive, trying to keep ourselves healthy, so trying to keep ourselves, vibrant or something. You know what I'm saying? So
You
we
know,
go ahead.
I believe that so many people have gone away from their core beliefs. Just regular fundamental things about yourself to make yourself better. Because we allow the world to shape our thoughts and feelings and behavior, and we start moving a certain type of way. Like, I was in the store today, and the type of store I was in, I don't think it was necessary. And girls were there, and they were their clothes are already reeked with the smell of marijuana.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And they were calling each other bruh, bruh, and loud profanity towards each other, discussing, fighting some guys.
Right.
And just talking loud about the situation. So it's like you have to shape your thoughts and to shape the way you speak and act among people. So people are getting so misconstrued that you can go out here in the world and just act like everybody else. So women are not just trying to be, not all women, but a lot of young ladies are not trying to be soft and sensual anymore. they're trying to be rah-rah because they feel like that's the way to go. Once they see somebody else moving that way, it's just like a trend. Just like when one person started wearing the lace front, everybody started wearing them. And everybody got baby hair now. Now everybody got good hair. So
What's up, Miss Howard? Up in his house. Um, read it.
Wayne said, why you gotta pay their bills and support their lifestyle for some cat they've been giving away? Keep the mindset at 50. You stayed out too long. Well, that's the thing. I mean, if there are some guys out there that's okay with paying for it. And then there are some that not. And if you aren't, don't do it because that's the problem now. There has been that one person that upped that 40 to $100. And now they feel like they valued at that, but he was just on a good day and was a splurging day. So not everybody's gonna give you more than the 40, if anything.
Mm. Howard said, "Damn." Okay. Then she was talking about when I was talking about all this smoking and what's name weed. Women want to be taken serious. She said, "How you
50 and just got baby hair. Okay.
Man, we're gonna get into these topics because we got a lot of them and some good ones. And yeah, we're gonna get into these topics because I'm just not gonna let it go. Let's go."
Bad kids don't want no man in the house. You know my daddy.
That's one reason that men ain't in the household. Bad kids don't want them down. They throwing them out left and right. The bad kids. Uh-oh. She said,
Just go to work and get your own money. That part. So many people want things free. They not trying to work.
mm-hmm.
Millie, you said the truth. Young ninjas raised the price of their cat. Yep. They out here splurging on their, little extra coins on a good day, and it made the price go up for some. They feel like their price is high, but it actually isn't.
And you know what? And them youngins that made the price go up. This the problem. A lot of women don't realize some of these youngins, the reason they paying top dollar for some of these prices is
They
because
got no bills.
they staying at home with mama and all that. They ain't got no bills. If you talk to a grown man and you ask him to pay all these bills outside of his house that he paying all these bills at, he gonna be like, "What? That don't make sense." You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you need to move in with me and help me with my bill so we can help each other. You know,
Right.
somebody looking
Right.
at it with some sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But them bad kids pushing people out the house. Oh, okay, go ahead. She said, if you allow a person to feed you, you will allow them to starve you. Okay. But I'm gonna tell you a thing on that, Miss Beck. Um, two things can be true, but sometimes they don't reserve to the same gender. See, a lot of men, they've been raised to not let their woman starve. And a lot of women been raised to be like, if that nigga don't work, he needs to starve. So so it's a different mindset that come from both sides that's looking at how people are in two different ways, if you get what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying?
I
No.
got you.
Sometimes people don't see it because they see it in a way, but it's not put out there the same way. Like it's men that done took care of women 20, 30 years, no problem. Love every bit of it. Name me one woman that you know that took care of a man 20, 30 years and say she loved it. You know what I'm saying? Women are not bred to be mentally saying, I'm gonna take care of a man.
Well,
You
not saying women aren't mentally. No,
built
I would just
for that.
say no, that's not true. It's according to how you were raised as a person. The way you were raised as a person, there are standards. There are some women that can be with someone and not only taking care of them, not meaning financially, but there are other ways, you can take care of the man without just, it don't even have to be sexual or financial. There are other ways, but you have to be taught these things. But when you're not taught this stuff because you don't see no man, because the man only come through the night and be gone before you get up. So you don't really see a man. You don't know how your mom would treat your daddy or treat her man around you. So you're not getting these experiences. So if you're not getting these experiences of a man being around, it makes you move different.
Yeah. Uh,
Just like even if you see women that play these guys and they let their daughters see it, and then they sons see it, and my sons see like, oh, my mom around here playing these men like this, I'm moving different.
yeah.
Then that may cause that child, that son, not to even be committed because he feel like all women may be moving like my mom. Or this daughter, she pick up the habits of how my mom move and play these dudes in and out. She pick up those traits. So it's according on how the person is raised.
I agree. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good analogy on that one. I do agree with that. I do agree.
A man is only as good as what he can provide, both ways.
Mm.
Both ways. We are as good as only what we can provide for the man.
Well, but see, even when we said about a man, how I framed it, I'm gonna tell you this, Dwayne, because let me tell you something. I caught something that she wasn't thinking I was gonna catch, because when she went to explaining what a woman do, she made sure to say it might not be financially, but when I said a man is taking care of a woman 20 and 30 years, no, he taking care of her financially. I mean, paying all the bills and all that stuff, because, the thing was when she was saying about the same person, if you let a person feed you, they will also starve you. And it's a lot of men will go from eating themselves to make sure his wife and his children eat. And it's not like that on the other hand. That's what I'm saying. Women do not think like that. They do not think, okay, my man eat, I starve. That don't come in their mind like that.
Yeah, it does. There are women out there that has that unconditional love. Yeah. There's some out there.
I understand. But majority, when we look at majority, if you could take 10 women and you try to find them type of women, it's probably a half of a woman. So every 20 women is probably one whole woman that probably would take care of a man. And this is not nothing that women just, I've never heard women oh yeah, I take care of my man and pay all the bills. Never heard this stuff. All I hear is if a woman pay bills, all the bills long enough, she gets mad, she gets upset, she start feeling a certain way that she felt, and then she always gonna feel like if she gave too much and like she's owed something or something like that. A lot of women, when they put out money, they want a return on their investment. Come on.
Wouldn't you want the same thing? If you put out money, wouldn't you want the return on your investment as a man?
No, look, I mean, I know a man. Um, Matter of fact, I know a man, shit, right across the street, and I know I have listened to him talk, and I have felt sorry for him, and I realized why he drink and stuff. And no, I'm just saying, like you hear men, and I don't think women try to use the exceptional the exception, because like women was talk about like they know so many people that have babies in their 40s and 50s, but if you ask them to name a couple, they just know of them. They don't know them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of them, they know it ain't them. But I know a friend girl cross town. We not in my group, but I know somebody. You know what I'm saying? That does this. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to say is, men are living more in what majority of us do. Women are living in the exceptional ones of us. Yes, we do have women that does this, but are there a bunch of them? No, no. Are they the majority? No. Are they even 50%? No. Are they even a quarter, at 1/4? No.
It is. You
No.
got to go out.
No.
We are not just talking about in our state.
One
For
out
one.
of See, that's what I just told you.
But I'm just
See how
saying,
you did
even if,
that? You
but,
went to
but
the
listen,
majority. You don't went to a whole nother state. Let's stay right
but
here in
no,
Jackson.
when
Hold on,
we
hold on,
no,
hold
okay, okay. Well, you're talking
on.
about
Stay right.
Jackson, of course,
Uh-huh,
ma'am. Yeah, of course.
uh-huh.
If we talking about Jackson, if that's what we doing, that's fine. You have limited everything in Jackson, so okay, Jackson it is.
Okay.
So I don't think you'll get all that here.
You ever heard of a woman in Jackson talking about how she take care of her man?
Yeah.
And I bet you it ain't no one of four. Every four people, it ain't no one of four like that. But we
Yes,
gonna
I
we
guess
gonna get
it's the type of environment that you be around. So yeah, I've seen it. Go back one. We skip Becky.
okay. Go ahead.
Becky said she was saying from both perspectives. She's saying don't be codependent, be a helpmate.
Yeah, I know it. I
So
know
you
it.
know how like she was saying, just don't rely on someone to take care of you. How people rely on people to give them validation of how much they're worth, or validation on how happy they will be.
But
People actually live their lives
but
on that.
yeah,
And
I was just
somebody to
giving the
make
pers- yeah, yeah, but I was just giving the perspective when I knew what she was talking about. But I was giving the perspective on how I know how men think and how women think, and it's very different. And how we're raised is very different, because men are raised to, you know, well, when men are raised, now you got boys out here and they're not raised to run the household, but you have a lot of men now that have checked out of um a lot of these so-called standards, because it's not beneficiary to them, and we're not looking at that part of it where men are looking at women basically telling them how they use them and how they use simps and how they play these good men and get the money to the other dude and all this stuff. You watch this stuff over and over. All what's name how women get on there talking about they sneaky links right online, right? I mean, they talk about how women don't cheat and all this, but you can sit here and watch TikTok videos where women just line up to tell a man, put a microphone in their face and say, "Who fuck better, your man or your sneaky link?" And they be like, "Who my sneaky link? The shit," and all that, and you be like, "Do they not know that they man liable to see this video before they sneaky link do?" You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't realize if you go viral, the first thing somebody gonna do is reach out to your man and say, "Hey, man, I seen your girl. Oh, I kept the video, and she said her sneaker link fuck better than you, dog." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think women are actually looking at themselves, put themselves out there, and making themselves look very bad online. And you wonder why men don't even want to be in a lot of these situations no more. You
Ain't
know what I'm
nothing
saying?
to say because I agree with you.
Okay,
So
come on.
Dwayne says, so whose fault is it that you don't see a man? The mom give them that mindset. So the mom mess up the kids. That's what I was saying. These children don't understand or know how to be kind to a man. They don't have no examples.
Mm.
They don't lie and say you're an independent woman, but you are dependent and want all your bills paid. Give me your social.
Ah,
That's what they'll probably ask for first before your name. What's your social?
mm,
Men don't get no return on what we do. No, okay.
mm.
Nothing I can say. Men can answer. I'm not a man, so I guess.
Good.
Like you said, I said don't be a codependent. I said nothing about being independent.
Okay.
I think she was talking about Dwayne. No, he
Mm.
was just making a statement. He was just saying, don't lie and say you're an independent woman, but you are dependent. He was just saying, like, you're saying you're independent, but you're really not. You're
Right.
depending on that person to pay your bills and things like that. That's what he meant on that. He wasn't saying that you were saying that you were independent or be independent.
Okay.
Yeah. Angela said, let's get it together and educate ourselves on the difference between females and women and males and men. Because everyone that's female hasn't become a woman, and every male has not become a man.
I agree with that. I
Yeah.
agree
They just know how to live and move to the next thing.
with that. Mm.
Like I said, there's a whole difference between being raised off survival and being raised from love. So true.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. Because the only thing my pushback on that, I got to give a little pushback, but my pushback on that would be that's what I'm talking about when I say early on when women get that knife that they can afford. They're not looking for early on, they looking for somebody to entertain them, this and that, blah, blah, blah. They not looking for that good man that's a husband material and all that at that age. Now they're raising their daughters and telling their daughters, enjoy your life. Don't try to settle down with a man at 20 and 19. Wait till you get 28, 30, this and that. And women are biting it. And women are going around and actually sitting back and saying, "Oh, I don't want, I don't want nothing right now. I'm gonna wait till I'm, you know, 30, 35, 40 before I have a child." And that's just not even findable because what people don't realize, if you have a child at 40 and you waited all this time, and if it's not a good relationship, is destined to doom because you done already put yourself through a lot of trauma up to that point. So really, a lot of people are getting a baby then for their own selfish purposes. And it's like that woman saying, okay, I finally got what I want. This baby, this unconditional thing. I don't really need you because I can get men to kind of do whatever I want them to do. Whoop de whoop. I don't really just need a man. I got a man that'll come and take out my guy. That bitch. I got a man that'll come do this. I got a man A lot of women are looking at it kind of like a job. Um, they playing the field a little bit and they looking at it like a job. Like, this dude right here, he do this, this dude fix the
Why
car.
do you think guys let women do that to them? Why do you think guys allow women to just be this fixer man or this handyman or this bill man on that bill? Why do you think men allow women to do that to them then?
Let me tell you why. And I have to go all the way down to the lower level. It's same thing when you see a woman dog that they call her, bitch, whatever, walking down the street and in heat. And you got dogs that's behind the fence, up and down the street. All of them, they were just chilling and just doing their thing. That la 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 la, and they get a sniff. She in heat, and something in their nose, what's name, just drive them crazy, and they just jumping fences and all that. They fighting each other, and they running behind her all over the neighborhood. You ever seen that dog run down there? She got 8 dogs behind them, all of them hunching, trying to fight each other and everything. And something in animal instinct changes men when it comes to that. And you can look all over the place. You can look at it, gorillas, lions, every mammal on here that men. That's why you can't even put 2 bulls in a pasture with the cows, because it just ain't gonna work out right. They gonna tear up the whole what's the name trying to fight and show dominance to who gonna breed. And it's just something that's just built in men, animals, what's the name. And it just, we've been doing this so long that we have naturally learned how to control a lot of things, period. You know what I'm saying? But we are still animals and still have animal instinct, and a lot of men die because their love that makes them go crazy. How we say, smelling the salt, crashing out of a woman, or however they want to put it. The same thing. It's all the same thing. When 2 bulls get to fighting in a pasture, and they crashing out against each other, that same thing is 2 dudes fighting over a woman or whatever. Is crashing out. That all she gonna do is wait till whoever win, and he gonna get the trophy. And that's how it usually be. Most women want the most dominant. They don't want the weaker male.
Okay. So I just said, when you are careful and select your spouse with common sense and compassion, it matters that you support, watch other. Okay, you support each other. I think that's what she meant. Dwayne said most men are taught old values, but how many moms tell their daughters to clean their house and cook, take care of your man? These girls popping fans and tweaking with their girls.
At 50.
They being dramatic.
At 50. What's up, Dee up in his house, up in this thing?
Pat said, man, I can't even chime in because these damn burns out here at my job keep talking to me. Bombs. Oh, these bombs at this job keep talking.
Yeah. What I'm
What
saying,
them fans at? That's all you hear.
I'm gonna tell you. That's why I was talking about this stuff. What's the name one time? I made a post about these men popping these fans, man. This is not going over well with me. Watch no man, no grown ass man try to pop no fan. They need to put the fan down, leave it to the women, and that's the problem. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of people ain't gonna like this. A lot of people ain't gonna like this. A lot of takes I say, a lot of people just ain't gonna like. But this what I got to say about this here. Let me put that up. Okay. Okay. A lot of people ain't gonna like this. Okay. All right. So I was telling somebody about this pink thing, about when they was talking about real men wearing pink.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember even me and my daddy one time got in a little job junkie one time, and I was like, Daddy, you know, when I grew up, I never seen you wear pink. And now you done got old man, you done got soft. And that's what I said. You done got soft and got you wearing pink. Cause daddy, you ain't never seen your daddy wear pink, right? You ain't never seen a picture with your daddy went on some pink, right?
You
So
asked me now.
no, and this what I was telling men and women out here. See, this is what we did to men. We said real men wear pink and all this old type of stuff, right? So this is what happened. We put that out there. We had these men putting on their pink and all that. And okay, but why men don't wear pink drawers? Why men don't wear pink undershirts? All that. If you're gonna go pink, why you can't wear everything pink? Because it's a level where they feel like you go too far, right? Okay, but see, this the problem. Now you got women running around here saying all these men, most of these men gay and all of them back doing this and that. Y'all the one put them out there. Y'all the one said these real men. See, you can't have it both ways. Okay, what real man, and I did this, what real man wear a dress? Because I know it's men that out here that they daughter go to a play or do something. They got these men that'll crash out and throw on a dress or throw on a heel for some special occasion, some kind of breast cancer or something. Let me tell you something. That to me ain't being a man. You know what I'm saying? Being a man
Mm-hmm.
is standing strong and firm and stand into your manish. What's the name? Being a man ain't crossing over to a woman. And then I say the same thing when you see men crossing over and wearing dresses and stuff like that. This is not what I stand for. And this is not where I want to have it. I don't get paid to go on TV to make millions of dollars and do that. And most of these people that's crashing out doing that ain't making that kind of money. So what I'm saying is y'all can't have it both ways. You can't tell men to go and act half that because when we came up, when they had balloon releases, it was pink for the girl, it was blue for the boys. When you got them at the hospital, they say it's blue. You had some blue back carriage and stuff. Just in case you know if it was a boy, you buying blue stuff, and if it was a girl, you buying pink stuff, right? So you cannot wait till a man start growing and being grown, and you start telling him it's all right to cross over to being halfway like a woman. And then don't want the world to cross over and halfway be like a woman. See, that's what y'all not realizing what you're doing. You're saying to men, it's all right to act like this, but you don't want it. Don't most women want if a woman dated a man and y'all got all the way down and he took off his clothes and you seen him with some pink panties on and a pink what you call that nigger beater or whatever on, you look at him crazy. You look at him crazy. But you wouldn't say real men wear pink then. If he had all black on and when he got undressed and he had pink underwear all the way down, some pink socks, you wouldn't look at him and just say, real men wear pink? You wouldn't do that.
Well, that was in the comfort of their home, so that's not out.
No. Covered in the home, the same thing. Real men wear
No,
pink.
it's
Real
not.
men. No, I'm saying if you say real men wear pink, they should be able to wear pink. How they wear pink, right?
Well, good. I mean, if you wear pink undergarments, then that's in the comfort of their home. Hey, I understand. Like the football players, they wore pink shoes or pink socks or bandanas, things like that for the occasion of like breast cancer month.
Right, but if you went to their locker room and once they took their jerseys and stuff off and they started coming out with pink drawers on and a pink undershirt and thing,
Well,
you would say,
I would probably just think it was a joke or something. I wouldn't
uh,
think that they was
but
really
but
real.
but do we think it's a joke when we tell men real men wear pink?
Well, you got to realize, I guess they're saying for the occasion. I'm not thinking like they saying every day. I see men wearing
Oh,
pink for the occasion. I don't see men wearing pink
I,
often.
I understand, but when you say real men pink, wear pink, you should be able. If real men wear pink, you should be able to wear. You should say real men can wear pink on certain occasions. That ain't what's said. They say real men wear pink, and then when you see all these men switching wearing pink and all that, then y'all cross throwing it shade at men. Look at all these men, all half of them undercover. Most of these dudes gay and this and that and that and that. Y'all made them that way because you promoted it. Women promote men being gay every day. I see it. I look at their posts. I see the gay men kicking up and throwing up there, walking in heels and all that. Only way I ever see stuff like that because a woman be done posted down her timeline. So women promote this, but they promote what they don't like or they don't want. And they wonder why they got confused kids out here. Guess who watching your content? Your children, your boys, your men. When you put this type of stuff out there, and you make it seem like this is cool and this is what I like. So women, you promote this lifestyle for men, but you don't want this for yourself. You don't want a man to come in your bedroom with pink panties and a pink nigger beater and some pink socks, pulling the pink socks off, and y'all talking about making love. You don't want this. But then you got the gall to sit up here and say real men wear pink. See, that's I know it's gonna be a little controversial. You know what I'm saying? This is that.
Nothing controversial. That's your opinion.
Yeah,
I don't say that statement. I don't say real men wear pink. So what you're talking about, whoever you're referring to, okay, you got your
yeah,
rant out. I don't agree. So it's all good.
yeah. Okay. I'm just throwing it out there because I think we have to get. It's called accountability. And I think women ain't taking accountability. Because you remember a long time ago when we first started, when we were first doing the show and things, you remember I told you I was in a store and I seen a woman trying to put her little boy in pink. And,
Mm.
and remember, I came and I kind of confronted them like, oh, she was like, oh, real men with pink and all that old stuff, and I was like, nah, don't do your son like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
But the
he
son didn't
he
want it,
didn't
right?
want it. He didn't want it, and she was pushing it on him. You feel what I'm saying? And with this narrative, this real men wear pink stuff, this comes from women pushing it on men, and then men succumbing to it and regurgitating it. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. There ain't no man come up with this. Ain't men didn't start doing that. My grandfather ain't never told me real men wear pink. This new generation, this new soft ass generation that follow women. Yeah. We want men to be strong, but we want them to be soft and sensitive too. And you can't have both. You can't have both. You can't. You can't have, listen, even a lion, he can be the most dangerous lion in the world. Just because he cool and calm around his cubs and this and that, any outside of this and that still get the drama. You know what I'm saying? Anybody outside his family still get the drama. And even his family get the drama as soon as he come in trying to get his share of the food. A bag of players. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever seen that lion come in on Wildlife Channel and anybody in the way, even the kids know how to get out of the way. Everybody get out of the way when he make it there. Everybody trying to eat real fast. They like, he almost here. He almost here. We out the way. As soon as he show up, you know what I'm saying? And then once he get his feeling thing, everybody come around, oh, he full now. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's how that stuff is rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, what? Click on what's name we on?
Dwayne said, "How was a man popping a fan?"
Oh, okay.
Angela said, "Too many people think it's a fun thing to do by playing with someone who is being genuine with them. This is why people that's good people been crashing the out. Time stole can't be replaced."
Can't be replayed.
Right. So now you're talking about women that want to run their own household. Elaborate.
I'm gonna do one of your numbers. It's self-explanatory. women that don't really want to be told what to do. I mean, you always had this where women that make good money or whatever, they say nurses and other women have a higher divorce rate than women that make good money. And we see it. We see it on social media. We see it in the Star. We see it with Carly B and all that, when people, just like Carly B was taking care of her man, she also turned it back on him at the end and trashed them and all that at the end of the marriage. Yeah. And she was the main one talking about, she was the main one giving him 500 G's for his birthday and some more stuff and all that. And when it was all said and done, towards the end, she crashed out on him and started talking about how he wasn't up to her level like that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm just saying. All right, come on.
Men don't want to be there anymore. Like they don't want to be in the house.
Yeah, like we said, men are not in the house because, and it's like men just don't want to be there anymore.
They don't want to be in the house.
Yeah, because it's too much. I think back in the day, our house was very comforting. I think even like, I'm gonna tell you, when I came up in even houses with women that had 4, 5, 6, 7 kids, the house was inviting. The house where you could come in there and she would love, come on in. You can tell the kids what to do. You can get them, what's the name? You know what I'm saying? Had the kids around there marching, putting their clothes up, folding clothes, washing dishes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They didn't
now the number one rule is these are my kids.
Right. Don't say nothing to them.
Don't say nothing to them.
They got a dad. You got to hear this. You got to hear these conversations before you even get into knowing her, which already then you done disqualified a joker once she tell you that she don't want you to say nothing to her child. You already saying in your mind, I can't even go into this right.
Well, you should, because if you get in a relationship and somebody have children, the woman have to realize the relationship isn't just about them; it's about the children too, because they're gonna be affected by whatever person you bring in their lives.
Right. And that person can be influenced or not.
Right.
And
Just like that. Yep. So it's not just about you in the relationship; it's about the children too.
right.
And people not taking that into consideration.
I agree. I agree. Because we just got to understand that it's rough in the swag. It's rough in the swag. All right. We on to the next one yet. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Come
Yep.
on.
The housing authority. That's it. That's it. Yep. It's provided by.
Why did you change that? That ain't what you were wrong for that one.
Okay. Well, when you talk about the government, tell me, what are you referring to then? What did the government do for men not to be in the house?
Okay, let's start out even back in the day. Well, they made it because it wasn't just the housing authority. It was the government. They made it where they didn't want men in the same housing as the women. They made it
So
where
how did they stop it?
only women could get certain benefits, stuff like that, and government, what we call them, the what we call them, was it government daddy, some kind of daddy. But I remember, women started looking to them to pay their bills, pay their mortgages. You know what I'm saying? That $35 rent, and stuff like that. Who paying the other half? And that's how it was, and that's how it started being at one time.
So it started with changing the way that they allowed the women to live that couldn't afford housing on their own. Right? So
Right.
that's where the separation came first, with how they were living. Or do you
Well,
think the separation came when they were giving them the TANF and the EBT monthly, and most people that were able to get that, either they didn't have the man present or he was present and they didn't report that he was present.
right. And then a lot of them, people don't realize they had people that check their houses almost daily to make sure a man wasn't in the household. If somebody in the projects reported that you had a man at your house, they would come to see about it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me go and jump on the next one.
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
That's why men aren't in the homes.
Man, let me tell you something. When Kevin, I told you that way back when, I told you men was gonna change. Men started watching Kevin Samuels, waking up to how they felt like they was being treated, not appreciated, stepping in situations that wasn't gonna benefit them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no diss, but I look back at, all the situations I was in. And I had to, I had to say to myself, how many situations I was in became positive where I still got a relationship with the child and everything to this day. And there's I probably have a relationship, maybe 2 or 3 children that um that when I was around long time ago. So, you look at that and you say, how many stepdaddies that raise, you know, kids, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids in a household, and they sat there, and some of them were truck drivers and all kind of stuff. They raised the kids, this and that, and once they squeezed everything they could out of that dude and pushed them to the side and moved or whatever. It ain't like, because if you ain't daddy, you can't get access to them kids and to find out where they at, where they moved to, all that. Once a joker move and don't tell you or change a number, it's over. It's over. If my baby mama leave with my kid and change her number, I can go down to the courts and tell them, hey, player, this ain't happening. She need to bring my child back. This kidnapping, all kind of stuff I can find. You feel what I'm saying? But a man that don't have no eggs in that basket, he can't do nothing. All he can do is when everybody tell him fuck off, is fuck off before he get in trouble for stalking and anything else he do after somebody tell him to fuck off. Even if they tell him fuck off and say, oh, don't come around no more, and he come around, they can shoot him, kill him, whatever. You know how they used to say, oh, real man, if he want to be in a child life, he had to be persistent and try to. No. If it ain't your children, you gonna get fucked over.
Okay.
Once that lady says she don't fuck with you no more, she changed her number, move, or whatever, it's over. It's over.
And numbers and moving?
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, wow.
You don't think a lot of women change their numbers a lot?
I wouldn't be changing my number, inconveniencing myself for somebody.
Let me tell you something. I know women that used to change their number 3, 4 times a year. You think a woman has been with a dude 6, 7 years and want to change her number, and she gonna say, to get my fresh start, and she gonna change her number, change her lease to another place, and it's over. Their whole life gone. And that's what men are dealing with a lot. And that's what Kevin Samuels wake men up to really analyze themselves and saying, look at your dumb ass, what situations you putting yourself in. And that's what he called out me. You putting yourself in stupid situations that's not going to benefit you in no time. If a woman come in, you come in and you say you want kids, and you come into a situation that you want kids and she already got some kids and she telling you, I don't want no more kids, you both get out that situation right then. It's a lot of men that's stuck in situations that they shouldn't even been there. You remember when we was on the show, and you remember that we had a young man that was on the show and he married an older lady, and I sit up there and asked him, I said, you ain't got no child? And I think he was about 34, and I think she was about 44 or something like that. I said, you ain't got no child? I said, that ain't gonna work, because you gonna want a legacy. You ain't never made no child. You gonna want a legacy. Next thing you know, he made his baby. And I think I don't know if they together anymore. I don't think so, but I mean, we got to
Well, it
realize,
wasn't with her. It wasn't with the
right,
wife.
right. It wasn't with the wife. I mean, because like I said, when it was named, she had already had her child, a child or two. I already had her children, this and that, and people don't realize a lot of men gonna want a legacy. A lot of men gonna want at least one child. If you get with a man and you telling him that you ain't gonna have his baby, and then you know he want a child, he might as well just leave right then. You know what I'm saying? He putting himself in a messed up position. And what happened is Kevin Samuels waked a lot of men up to that bad positioning that a lot of men were putting themselves in. A lot of bad positions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
Men want to be drama free. Yeah, I think we all should.
And
Like the
that
way
is
he said the girls out here popping fans and tweaking, they bringing the drama.
yeah. I mean, and let me tell you something. And when you put yourself in certain situations, say younger situation where you got a woman having 2, 3 kids, all of them under a certain age, and you got to deal with baby daddies and all this here, that's inviting yourself into some drama. In this world with social media where the kids got cell phones at 5 years old, you're gonna put yourself in a bad situation.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And we just got to be real about some stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men are putting themselves in bad situations and wondering why they ain't coming out right.
Like what happened to me?
What was it? You in a very bad situation from the door, from the start. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that. If you in a bad situation from the start, it might be pretty bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The responsibilities.
Okay. You put yourself and see why men ain't in some households because households come with responsibility, paying the bills, doing this, handling business, all that type of stuff. And a lot of people are not entwined on the same mission. You know what I'm saying? Like if one person is saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go here. I'm thinking about moving, and I'm thinking about going here or going there," and you got another man that's saying, "Damn, I don't want to move. I ain't gonna never move." So what's happening right now? You know what I'm saying? We got
Right.
a push and a pull. You know what I'm saying? Like you got one person that don't want to be here, and you got another person that know they're gonna be here, and they trying to force this thing to be together. You know what I'm saying? And and it's like this. And I'm from the old school. If a man is planted somewhere and he want to be somewhere, and the woman don't want to be there, they just gonna have to go their separate ways. Because that's the same thing when you have people getting together, having a baby, and the women or a woman would up and just jump and leave from the whole state. Just go to a whole nother state. Talking about she want a whole, man, you done took my child. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't even understand that part of it. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm,
feel like they should make a new law. And I like when I do stuff like this because a lot of these stuff pass. Whatever state you had that baby in, if that's your home state or if that's the man's home state, they ought to make it where his baby can't leave that state.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
that's not fair.
So if you go, you can go. They'll leave my baby.
So what if the man leave the state?
What you mean?
What if the man leave the state? What?
The baby still can't. If it's y'all home state, if the woman want to stay at the same state, she can stay there with the baby.
But what if the man wants to leave the
I
state, the
mean,
home state?
understand if she ain't going with him, he can leave, but the baby don't have to go. Cause see, I think that's called uprooting. That's called uprooting. You know, when you plant a seed, you should be trying to stay there and water it.
Okay,
You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's like when a person get together and say we're gonna start a family somewhere, and you go over here and start a family, then one say, I don't want to do this no more. You planting a seed. So if you plant this seed and you don't want it no more, you go. You don't get to take everything, all the plants out the yard and all that. Now you're digging trees up, trying to take it with you. No. This seed was planted here. You go ahead and leave everything here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that bill gonna pass, but okay.
It might.
Veto.
They go,
Parents moving into the house.
we
What do you mean?
we got a big problem with that at a older age, where
The
where
adult, I mean the
yeah,
like parent will move
where
in.
what's happening is people not taking care of themselves. They're not, gunning for a healthy retirement. They're not trying to have a two household family where they can take care of themselves at a later age or whatever. And they're dismissing relationships and forgetting what relationships was, where two people building something and trying to conquer the world, each other against all these odds. And what it is we getting people striking out on their own, and then when they fail, then they coming back and they saying, "Hey, they putting people in a bind in another relationship and inserting themselves into another relationship because you didn't want to stay in your relationship." And I seen this happen. I seen a lady that got into it with her husband and didn't knew what type of man her husband was 40, 50 years. And then at the end, you want to not be with him and you want to be rogue and do your own thing. And then now you want the kids to take care of you and all this old kind of stuff there. And that stuff can be taxing on their lives now because they just getting their lives started and you supposed to be at a better place, especially at certain ages and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Ain't no reason, a 50-year-old mom should be moving in with her 25-year-old or 30-year-old kid. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to look at it in that kind of thing. You too young to be moving in or, having these kind of problems that you got to move in with your kid and your kid got to take care of you financially because you made a lot of bad decisions. So that does have a impact on why men are not in certain households because now you got women that are caring and nurturers. They be like, "Oh, I'm gonna take care of my mother. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and ain't nobody gonna stop me." This and that. Just like somebody would say, if a wife and she saw her husband taking care of his mother, or putting her somewhere and she feeling a little jealous because you got this. Or you taking funds out of our household that we, made for us to do this, and now we can't travel or we can't do what I thought we supposed to been doing because we got to take care of your mama. and people don't realize about these sacrifices. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I can understand in certain instances if something happened with one of the other's parent and it maybe was a health thing, I can understand taking in consideration because everybody don't want to put their parent in the home, so I can let that be excusable in some instances, but
Mhm.
just like bad financial decisions and things like that, that needs to be more considerable. I would probably try to help them find them somewhere to stay.
Yeah, but it's
But
still they if they in a bad financial position, like lost their job or homeless or anything, still gonna put you in the spring because you still gonna
yeah,
feel
but,
obligated.
some people have a heart for family, so it
Yeah,
is what it is. Different strokes, different folks.
yeah, but I'm saying that it would put a strain on the family. You
Hmm.
know, of the man can't walk around naked or whatever no more, or however he been doing, he can't do it no
Right.
more because
It
now,
won't be as comfortable. Uh-huh.
yeah, because now she running around here like she run the house. Oh yeah, y'all ain't taking out the garbage yet, and now that hold on, player, you ain't paying no bills. You should have already paid. Took out the. I'm just saying. All right, bam, come on with it.
Chasing their dreams. So men aren't in the home because they're chasing their dreams, or the
Yeah,
woman is chasing
a
her
lot of
dreams.
no, a lot of men are chasing their own dreams now because, um, like I said about Kevin Samuels and other content creators, then told them that stop focusing so much on women and not on getting yourself up and better. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have to realize that you have to leave certain situations alone to get yourself together and get your life together. You know what I'm saying? So you can be the better version of yourself first.
Right.
You ain't got time to chase women and all that type of stuff. You got to buckle down and do what you gotta do to get your
Get
bread and
yourself
get yourself.
together.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, 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 um, um, everybody talk a lot of good stuff about certain things, but don't nobody once you busted broke or anything, you gonna have a bad misunderstanding of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So you got to chase them dreams and you got to block out the stuff and get yourself together. And that's when men are at their best when they get themselves together, when they find themselves around maybe 35, 40 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They find themselves and find their way and get it, because women want men to grow up so early and be these, like they supposed to make millions of dollars and all this stuff at an early age. And a lot of men don't figure it out till later on in life. But we don't think about it like that. Boom. Come on with it.
Women want to be head of the household.
Yeah. Self-explanatory. A lot of women, the reason men ain't in the household because you done got to the point that sometimes when you've been doing something for so long, you don't want to be disturbed. You know what I'm saying? It's like your way or the highway. And once a woman is sitting there paying all her bills and figured out how to do everything herself, it's hard for her to let a man come in and start telling her what to do. She gonna
Mm.
she gonna push him out, or she gonna be like, "Hey, I do all this by herself," but because women sometimes only see the monetary value, they don't see the leadership, the direction, the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like Joker said a long time ago, conversation rule the nation. And a lot of people became millionaires off of listening. And and being directed in the right way of making right moves. And a lot of women don't realize how much influence a lot of men have gave them to get on their feet or whatever, and not making bad choices uh, when they think about when they when they think about not appreciating the other part, the knowledge and other stuff that the man gave them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes women don't need monetary value. Sometimes they make enough money. They just need somebody to point them and say, nah, don't do that. Nah, don't do this. This will be better. Just a little more leadership in their life where they won't stumble and make foolish mistakes with their
Yeah.
money. You know, come on with it.
Independence.
Independence.
That's why that's why men are in the house.
That's why they aren't in the house,
See?
because both sides then got so independent.
Yeah, they want their financial freedom, their personal freedom. You know, they out here discovering themselves, I guess.
That part. That part.
Women are too needy. That's the reason why the men aren't in the house. Because the women are too needy.
Um, yeah, that can. Hold on, just say. Um, okay. Yeah, being needy, we all know that it's never enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of men know, no matter how much they do or whatever, it's always something else to do. You know what I'm saying? It's always, and that's why men want so much, because it's always more. It's always a little bit more that the woman want them to do. Like, a man can have a good job and he's stable and he's good where he at and all that. And he good with it. And a woman would be straight up mad at him, talking about he ain't ambitious. He don't want to be the boss. He don't want to do this. He don't want to move up in his job. He don't want. No, this man trying to be stable for his kids. He know what moving up means, because he done seen people move up in the ranks and then get cut. Sometimes men know that sweet spot. I got in here, I'm making this good money at this right here, and I can do this for 20 more years without no problem. I won't have all these hours if I be the blue boss man, can't spend time with my kids and family. And then I'm 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 right here where I can have a little breathing time, rest time, a little time, this and that. But sometimes women want them. Hey, he's not a go getter. He is getting it. He just steady getting it. It's men way back in the day that stayed at jobs that they didn't want to be at because they know they had to have a guaranteed paycheck. See, women could go and say fuck a job and I get another one all the time and all that old type of stuff. Men have to be stable, stability. A lot of men got to be stable in what they do and they know it. So men sometimes stay at a job that they might not like, because they need that paycheck to support the household. And a lot of women don't get it. Come on with it.
She really don't like men.
Is your volume down?
Mine
Yeah. Raise it up a little bit.
is up.
There you go. It was
I
down,
mean,
but
it wasn't down. It wasn't anything.
it raised up.
Use your hearing aid. Turn your volume up on your.
Whatever. Whatever.
She really don't like men. Really,
Yeah. I mean, that's a real thing.
men are people. Well, some people, some women are angry at men, and they do have a problem with men.
And
I've
you know
seen
it.
it.
And you
I've
know what?
seen it.
And you know it. And you were sitting up there trying to defend it for a second. And
Man,
then
I thought about no.
and I done seen it. Sometimes you can talk to a woman and you can tell she really has a real
A
urge
problem.
for man, for men,
Yeah.
for
Mm-hmm.
men in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep. So that's what I was saying, and I know it's to be true.
And it's straight into the point.
Yep.
She thinks men are too controlling.
Yeah.
Men are too controlling. They try to
so
control our
so
lives.
so that's why a lot of men ain't in the household, because a lot of women are scared to go under a man's covering because they know what type of man they dealing with, and they know if they came under his full control that a lot of things in her life would change.
What's his full control? What you mean?
No, I'm saying like you have women that probably could, long as they got their own house and he got his own house and stuff like that, they cool. But if they was in the same household or under the same roof, she knew a lot of stuff that she do now or get away with or whatever. She probably couldn't do it if they was in the same household. And you know what I'm saying? Like I thought about it one time, like, you know, even ladies, like, the girls' night out, or a lot of people coming to visit a house, or, a lot of people just stopping by a house. You know what I'm saying? Men are a little different than women, and men will, people just stopping by the house, it will become maybe a little problem with just unannounced without calling first or something like that, because a lot of men are kind of like, they don't, some men are good. You got to find certain men that are good with people just popping up. And then you got other men that they don't even want nobody in their house that they don't know. They leave stuff around, and then I ain't got time to clean up my house because somebody might come over here and take some miss. I ain't gonna realize it's missing the 6 months down the line. Then 80 people that have been in my house. I don't know who got it. You know what I'm saying? So women don't look at that like that, because a lot of women don't
We
have
don't.
stuff that if it come missing, they don't care. I didn't pay but $2 for it anyway. Oh, okay. But I'm just saying.
We just too um not we don't be as watchful. Let me say that. Some of us we don't be as watchful. Not that we won't miss anything that's taken. We just not as watchful as some. That's all. I can agree with you.
Yeah, come on with
Her friends ran them off. I heard somebody say that before.
it. And people got to realize this is a real thing where a lot of friends run men off. I mean, flat foot, off. Like, not even joking. Like, the only reason they ain't together because they friend. did some bullshit or started some bullshit or this and that or made up some bullshit. We done I done heard women and made up stuff and said, "Oh, you man tried to tried to smack me on the booty, tried to kiss me, tried to what?" I mean, a whole lot of stuff that they'll make up just to try to put some diversity in there. And I done sit there and seen women. I was watching a show one time, and a woman admitted, "Oh yeah, I made that up." Just straight up said it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
So,
That
so
he's trying to
women,
sabotage their relationship?
because women they battle.
No, no, I'm saying the friend that was on the show. She said she
Yeah,
made it up because she
she
was trying
said,
to.
yeah, because she said that she felt like the girl wasn't even worthy of him. So she was trying to mess it up from the door, trying to get with him.
Now she said her friend's not worthy of the man.
Yeah,
Oh, that was double trifling.
yeah, yeah. So,
That's what happened to somebody I know. Her husband worked offshore, and she used to discuss her husband being gone and how it made her feel. And the friend used to say, "You crazy? He taking care of all your bills and this and that, blah blah blah." The friend got with her husband,
probably
so
still with
she tried, huh?
probably still with him too.
No, he got him another woman now, but
Oh,
still, and he tapped that friend, and they not friends no more.
yeah, but I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Just like I remember I was watching a podcast and the woman was telling the man, um, because he had money, was like, "Oh yeah, we'll get a maid and this and that." And he said, "Shit, well that mean I need to goddamn marry the maid." I mean, he just said it just like that. He was like, "Why would I marry you if the maid gonna be the one taking care of me?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you sitting up here saying, "I don't get a maid and this and that." Well, why would I marry you then? If that's your plan to get a maid and have a maid to do everything and watch the baby and take care of me, why marry you? That's what he said. So,
That's understandable because people don't take care of their children no more. They
mm,
bring in-house nannies, traveling nannies.
all right.
Like they got it like that and probably can't even afford it because daycare is high enough itself.
What you think about that one?
He wants peace. Well, good. He needs peace. Most men just want peace. They don't want a lot of stuff we bring. We can bring some drama now. I've been there. I can bring some drama just for the
Mm-hmm.
heck of it. Hmm.
Yep.
Come on.
Um, Sometimes you got to multitask.
Let's go to the next one while you're multitasking.
Come
She
on with it.
calls the police trying to put him in jail. She ready to get rid of him and call Roro and get out of jail.
Did we do the Heat Want His Piece? Did we do that?
Uh-huh.
Or you just read it?
I read it. That was straight into the point.
Oh, because I was gonna say about that peace thing. Sometimes women be nagging, get, and that's another reason a lot of men ain't in the house because it's a lot of get going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that would drive a lot of men crazy. They peace, that peace of mind, and people play with that peace of mind, but a lot of men don't like going through a lot of drama. Yep.
Mm.
Okay, and last but not least, she called the police trying to put him in jail. This happens a lot. So I always had a thing about this one here. And this is how I feel. Soon as a woman called the police on me, we are no longer teammates. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. That's the only thing that'll tell me right then that I don't want to be with this woman no more. Because if she called the police on me, we done made it to a place that she's trying to put me either in jail or never know how the police might come and extra charges, this and that. I'm finna get some bullshit going on. You know what I'm saying? They finna send me into some financial trouble, everything. And she's doing this to me. And she is no longer my friend. She is the enemy. You know, and a lot of men got to see it like that. Once a woman start calling the police on you, if she feel like that's her get back, call the police, you gotta let it go, player. You gotta
Right.
let she is now the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know how I live my life is like I always say, you can do 1,000 things right and you can do one thing wrong in a
Mhm.
chunk the rest of your life. And that
Mhm.
one thing wrong is that time that when it come to her, is that time she called the police. If a woman ever called the police on me, it's over from that day. That day forward, it's over.
Calling the police on you?
Yeah. You are you are not my friend no more. Anybody call the police on me. This is not my friend no more.
Oh Lord.
No. I'm just happy my mama and dad ain't called the police on me. That's I'm just saying. If somebody call the police on me, it's over. I'm just telling. I mean, I just have one of them, mindsets that if you try to put me in jail, you trying to do me harm. You trying to harm my life. You trying to rearrange my life. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? And what I
Right.
got to do is get away from that person. I got to get away from that person. I remember the first time somebody called the police on me. I knew that it was over with. And
Somebody
every
called the police on you before?
yeah, I've been called the police on. I've been
Oh.
called on before several times, but like I said, it was over as soon as they did it. I knew it was over with. It was done deal. Sharon said, "Real talk." And I'm just saying, and that goes both ways. If a man call the police on, oh, it's over. It's over with.
Mm-hmm.
And if a woman can call the police on, it's over with because we are not playing on the same team no more. And for her to call the police on me, she don't trust me no more. She don't trust me to lead her. She don't trust me to do what they gotta do or whatever. It's over with. It's over with. Yeah. That's the only thing that I cannot do. I cannot do a police woman. Period. Uh-uh. You call the police, you play like you gonna call the police on me. It's over with. If you sit up there and say, "Oh, I called the police on you," I'm looking at you. Oh, okay. But in my head, it's all well. Soon as somebody threatened me about the police, if a nigga threatened me about the police, I don't fuck with him no more.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Cause if you threaten me about the police, you scared of me or something. The nigga, something done already dissipated right here that we not really friends no more. And that's something that might have to go in details, you know, next time. But anybody, when somebody call the police on you, y'all are not equal no more.
Not equally yoked.
Mm-mm. Not equal up. She said, "And no drama zone." I agree because let me tell you something. All this come with drama because if somebody calling police on you, they are purposely telling you that I want you arrested, I want you in jail. I'm trying to ruin your life. Yeah, that's what a person telling me when a person is trying to call the police. They ain't telling me I'm calling the police because I just want to get you handled. No, you not handle me. You not handle me all the way out the door. You ain't got to worry about this no more. If police come up show for me and it came from my household, mm-mm, ain't gonna never happen.
All right.
Call the police on me, it's over. It's over. And I think a lot of men, if they had this mindset, they wouldn't go to jail how they go to jail. But then I also think some men bring this stuff on them. You know what I'm saying? Like men that want to beat and want to do all this old type of stuff to a woman and this and that. You bring that on you. You feel me? But if a woman
Yeah.
just scared of me or anything like this and she call herself calling the police because she's scared or whatever, it's a wrap. If
Right.
the police show up, it's a wrap. If I left and I heard the police showed up, it's a wrap. Because I know it was called to that house by if I know she called, it'd be something else if somebody said the neighbors calling because arguing or some shit like that. But if the police ever called, it came to me and said, yes, she caught and I fuck with her. And then she no, you ain't serious. She called the police. She, baby, did you call the police? Yeah, cause you ain't even gotta say no more. You ain't even gotta say no more. It's all will. Cause I'm not gonna even go through that. And a lot of men put themselves in certain situations, and that's why a lot of men are out the household now. Because if a woman called the police, it is over. It should be over. It should be done. We done stepped in some shit that shouldn't go no further. Yeah. I mean, I don't play, and even my partners know that. I don't play the police, and not all my partners know that. Call the police on me. It's over. You ain't got to near where you call the police, just be a peacemaker. It's over. Just to break up the party. Who
Oh
called the
no.
police? Reggie? Oh, I ain't coming on Reggie out no more. I'm just saying, because you trying to get people fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
no, it's not going down. So, me, myself, that's the ultimate no that I think happened too much because sometimes women feel like police is, because a lot of women cannot defend themselves physically. They feel the police is an extension to them sometimes, or that good thing is on their side. And just because I know that police are always on the woman's side, that's why I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of it. Once police show up and he start talking certain type of stuff toward me, I'm already saying, mm-mm,
It's over with.
it's over. If he told me, hey, she wants you to leave, and is, and she ain't got to worry about me ever coming back. It's all will. And there's no reason to call me the next day because it's all with me. I done wash my hands. If one wash their hands with me, call the police. It's all will. You
Oh,
ain't got you ain't got to ever worry about me coming by doing nothing no more to call the police on me. It's all will. There ain't no second chance, ain't no third chance. I ain't gonna give a motherfucker a second chance to call police on me. It's over. Police show up, I'm gone. Over.
mm.
Well, and every time that doesn't happen, it was over.
You sure got you an amen. Sharon said it's a
think,
wrap.
I think a couple times I stayed long enough for them to drop charges or whatever. And it's over.
Oh wow.
Yep. It's over.
So why did you have charges?
Yeah, sometimes I'm gonna tell you. One time I got a charge. I got a charge because Mama told me just like this. If I can't have you, can't nobody have you. Motherfucker made up a charge. And I played that shit just like that. And I got them, sat back, being a good little boy, went to court, got that shit thrown out, and I was short tested. You ain't got to worry about this no more. You ain't got to worry about dropping charges, putting charges, nothing on me no more.
What you doing that somebody said that to you? If I can't have you, nobody can have you. Now, that's some scary stuff.
And look, I was in my 20s.
I hope nobody ever tell me that.
And I was in my 20s, and you best believe it didn't happen no more. I bet you one thing. After a motherfucker called the police on me, hell and hot water gonna keep me around there.
Look, do you want somebody to love you to death now?
I ain't never want nobody to love me. I tell you on this show all the time. I be like, you sure you want that man to love you?
Do you want somebody to love you to death?
And y'all be doing, oh, I want a motherfucker to ride or die. Okay. I just don't want nobody that's gonna call the police. You call the police, I know we ain't on the same team. Police done separate our team.
Oh Lord.
Guess what? First thing he do, he separates you. You go over there. You go
tell your side of the story.
Right. We ain't on the team, same team no more. It's all well. Look, even when you in the car and you in the car with some dudes, if they want to try to get that child, you know what they do? Take him over there. Once they start taking everybody over there, and if I mess around and go to jail and I ain't fuck with them niggas no more. Cause somebody over there, it wasn't me. It was that dude telling he got this in the car. That's why I don't ride with dudes in the car. I don't do none of this old type of police stuff. Cause I don't want nobody have a reason to tell on me. Right. I ain't put nobody in no harm's way or none of that stuff because I don't want them to be trying to tell on me. It's a wrap. The worst thing you can be in my prison is a police type person. Yep. That's about right.
Look good. And look, case closed.
That's about right. You know what I'm saying? And on that thing, you ain't got to go home, but we got to get the hell up off this show because some people need to sleep.
Yeah. Drip all big splash, baby, you can feel it. Yeah. Strong. On the way. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go long till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. Right away. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go long till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. Strong, pocket full on repeat. Gotta count up and up and down. Picture throw about 100 miles. Battery can't miss now. Standing tall, ready, always on go. Taking me to pin town. P.O. said slow down, so
Got him! Got him!
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Huh? Yes.
Look at it.
Listen.
Okay, what?
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you?
He cold. She belongs to the streets.
Some of water, I can barely breathe. Kelly Slater with the board flip. Push it up when the chords hit. Violins in a bell tee. Open up, let me splash in. Rock it. On the third board emergency. I ain't worried, they ain't noticed me.
How they say, and y'all have a nice and great night. Don't forget to like and share. It don't cost a dang. And we'll see y'all next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Be there or be square. And don't call the police.